5 habits that lead to happiness in old age. Growing old is something that every single one of us will experience, if life gives us enough time. Some people age gracefully and happily, while others grow bitter, lonely, and filled with regret. But here's the truth. Happiness in old age is not an accident. It's not something that suddenly appears when your hair turns gray or when your children are grown. Happiness in old age is built step by step, brick by brick, through the habits you practice throughout your life. Today, let's talk about 5 powerful habits that lead to happiness in old age. These habits are not about money, not about how many friends you have, and not even about how healthy you are. They're about your mindset, your daily choices, and the way you prepare your heart for the later chapters of life. So, let's go deep into each one. Habit 1. Staying connected with people who matter. One of the greatest sources of pain in old age is loneliness. Many elderly people say they feel invisible, like the world has forgotten them. But there's a difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone is sometimes peaceful. Loneliness is painful. The happiest older people are those who make the habit of nurturing relationships. They don't wait for others to call them. They pick up the phone first. They don't wait for their children or friends to visit. They make the effort to stay connected. Imagine 2 grandparents. One sits at home, complaining, "My children never come to see me. Nobody cares about me." The other one takes small steps, sending a message, cooking a meal when the family visits, showing genuine interest in the lives of their children and grandchildren. Which one do you think will receive more love back? It's not about being surrounded by hundreds of people. It's about having a few strong, meaningful relationships. Whether it's family, neighbors, or even an old childhood friend, make the habit of staying connected. Relationships are the safety net of old age. Without them, no amount of money can buy happiness. Habit 2. Practicing gratitude daily. As we age, we naturally experience losses. We lose people we love. We lose the strength we once had. We may lose opportunities we missed when we were young. And if you spend old age only focusing on what you have lost, you will never be happy. The habit that separates the happy elderly from the bitter ones is gratitude. Gratitude doesn't mean ignoring the pain. It means choosing to focus on what remains, instead of only crying over what is gone. A man in his 70s once said, "I used to be sad that my body doesn't let me run like I used to, but then I realized I can still walk. And there are many people who can't even do that." That shift in perspective changes everything. Practicing gratitude can be simple. Every morning, write down 3 things you're thankful for. Before sleeping, think of one good thing that happened during the day. When you feel pain, remind yourself of something you still have. Old age without gratitude becomes a prison of regret. But with gratitude, even the smallest things, a cup of tea, a conversation with a grandchild, the warmth of the sun, feel like treasures. Habit 3. Keeping the mind and body active. Have you ever seen someone in their 70s or 80s who is still full of energy, while another person at the same age seems lifeless and tired? The difference often comes down to activity. Your body may slow down with age, but it does not mean you stop moving. Your brain may not be as sharp as it once was, but it does not mean you stop learning. Happy older people have the habit of staying active, not just physically but mentally too. They walk, they garden, they stretch, they do light exercises. They also read, play games, solve puzzles, or even learn something new. Some even start hobbies like painting, singing, or writing at the age of 70. The body is like a machine. If it sits unused, it rusts. If you keep it moving, it lasts longer. The mind works the same way. If you keep feeding it, it stays alive. This habit builds happiness because activity gives you a sense of purpose. It makes you feel useful. It makes you feel alive. And when you feel alive, happiness naturally follows. Habit 4. Letting go of anger and forgiving easily. Many people carry bitterness into their old age. They hold grudges against relatives, friends, or even life itself. They replay old arguments in their minds, thinking about what should have happened differently. And with each passing year, this bitterness only grows heavier. But the happiest elderly people are those who learn the habit of letting go. Forgiveness doesn't mean the other person was right. It doesn't mean you forget what happened. Forgiveness means you stop allowing the past to poison your present. Think of it this way. Holding anger in your heart is like holding a burning coal in your hand, waiting to throw it at someone. Who gets burned first? You. Old age is too precious to waste on grudges. If you want happiness, you must release the weight of anger. Sometimes you may not get an apology. Sometimes people will never understand how much they hurt you, but you can still choose peace over pain. Make forgiveness a habit, and your heart will feel lighter. Happiness grows in a heart that is free from old wounds. Habit 5. Living with purpose every day. The final habit may be the most important one of all. Happy older people don't just exist. They live with purpose. Purpose doesn't have to be something grand. You don't need to start a business or write a book, unless you want to. Purpose can be as simple as tending to your plants, cooking meals for your family, teaching your grandchildren values, volunteering, or sharing wisdom with the younger generation. When you wake up in the morning and know you have something to do, some small way to contribute, life feels meaningful. Without purpose, old age can feel empty. Days can feel endless and heavy. But with purpose, every day becomes a gift. Think about it. When a tree grows old, it doesn't stop giving. It still provides shade, it still gives fruit, it still shelters birds. In the same way, even in old age, you can still contribute, still love, still guide, still create. Happiness in old age belongs to those who make it a habit to live with meaning, not just survival. Final thoughts. Old age is not something to fear. It can be the most beautiful stage of life, filled with wisdom, peace, and joy, but only if you build it carefully through your habits. So remember these 5 habits. Stay connected with people who matter. Practice gratitude daily. Keep your mind and body active. Let go of anger and forgive easily. Live with purpose every day. If you start cultivating these habits now, by the time you reach old age, happiness will not be something you chase. It will be something you carry within you. Because in the end, happiness is not about age. It's about choice. And the habits you choose today will shape the joy you feel tomorrow. Hit that subscribe button and join us on a journey through the timeless wisdom of the older generation. Don't miss a single life-changing lesson.